Oh.
No matter what I do, I have
It has the wheel of,
Oh, the wheel of death.
yeah,
Of death.
here it goes. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We're checking in here from CMH. We're going to go ahead and give you a little educational video today on how to recognize the signs of stroke. So we like to use the mnemonic BEFAST, BEFAST, to discuss the signs of a stroke and also talk about you have to be fast when you recognize these signs to get to a hospital to make sure you get treatment because an acute stroke is an emergency. So let's start with B, balance. So balance is a major indicator because sometimes when people are having stroke, they might have balance issues. So examples of balance issues would be things like you're not sure if you're moving forward, backwards, up, down. You kind of have a confusion regarding your orientation as you're standing, walking, sitting, something like that. You might also experience a new onset of dizziness. All of these symptoms are a new sudden acute onset. So you might have this new onset of dizziness. In this case, you feel like the room is just spinning around you. Um, or you might all of a sudden have this huge onset of clumsiness. You're having difficult picking things up. You're having difficulty holding them. You're stumbling, things like that. That could indicate an issue with your balance in the B, and it could be a sign that you are having an acute stroke. So E and B fast are eyes. Something such as double vision, blurred vision, sudden onset of blindness, or new patches of darkness, holes in your eyes, or visual cuts could be a sign of a stroke and would be an indicator that you need to have that checked out emergently as well. So moving on to face, your F. So a face can be a major indicator when you are having an acute stroke. Something such as all of a sudden you're numb on one side of your face. You can't feel that side of your face when you touch it. Maybe you'll notice in the mirror, or sometimes with your face, a family member or a friend's going to notice it before you. There's some kind of facial droop. You'll just notice that this cheek is drooping down. They might notice some drooling because you're having difficulty managing your saliva on that side. So maybe your face is drooped. You have some drooling coming out of the side. And like I said, maybe you won't be the one to notice it. Maybe a friend or a family member will tell you, is your face drooping on that side? And if you notice it, then you need to call 911 and go to the hospital. Don't wait. Come into the hospital. Could be something else, but if it is the sign of a stroke, then we need to get you treatment right away. Moving on to the A of Be Fast, your arms. In arms, we also include the legs. It's all your extremities together. You might all of a sudden notice you're super weak in one arm on one side of your body. And that could be all of a sudden you're walking and you just drop your coffee cup, can't hold it anymore. Or you'll have some numbness on that side. All of a sudden you can't feel very well out of that one. Or paralysis on one side of your body. You could just be standing talking to someone, and next thing you know, you're just drifting to the side and you can't control yourself. You're having difficulty because you can't control that side of your body anymore. So that would also be an indicator that it's time to go to the hospital immediately. S is for speech. So speech is a big one. Um, Certain patterns of speech that you could notice that would be indicators of a stroke are slurred speech, um, difficulty understanding words. You can't process what people are saying, or maybe even you're not making sense. You're having this word salad come out. You know you're trying to say something, but nobody can understand what you're saying, or you just can't talk at all. I've seen all of these in patients with stroke. It can present in many different ways. So if you notice you're having difficulty with speech, your family notices it, you notice it in somebody else, it's time to go to the hospital. And finally, the last one, T for time and be fast. So time is of the essence when someone is having an acute stroke. Every minute that once the stroke has started in your brain, 2 million neurons per minute are dying as the severity of the stroke worsens. So it's super important you go to the hospital when you notice the first signs. Maybe it ends up not being a stroke. Maybe it ends up something else. We can't say for sure. But if it does end up being a stroke, time is of the essence. There are certain treatments we can do if you are having a stroke. We can give an IV medication potentially called TPA, but you have to present within a 4.5 hours of symptoms starting for you to be eligible for it. Or there are certain procedures in the brain they can do, but that you have to present within 24 hours. So you don't want to wait to come to the hospital thinking, oh, maybe it'll go away. Maybe I'll take a nap and it'll go away. I'll just schedule an appointment with my doctor tomorrow. Because if it does end up being a stroke, if you've waited, you are now outside the window for these treatments. So you want to just come in immediately, just call 911, come in, and we'll get you treated immediately and see what's going on. Like I said, if it ends up not being a stroke, it's so much better safe than sorry than having waited and not being able to do something about it later down the line. So that is be fast. Remember it. Remember it. Drill it into your mind. Be fast. Balance. Eyes. Face. Arms. Speech. And time. I thank you for listening. My name is Alyssa. I work in the emergency room here at CMH, and hope I never have to see you there. But if we do see you there, we will make sure to treat you speedy and fast should you come in with symptoms of a stroke. Thank you and have a great day.